It's the TSB Talks, where you get your latest roundup of the weekly latest
Talk
story.
about all the things that you're interested in and that we bring to you on the Shade Borough.
All the hot gossip and behind the scenes.
Latest, hottest news just happened just now, straight to your channel.
And of course, we're bringing you our opinions. You know, we're not really saying it's the truth, it's not Bible, but we're just discussing it for your entertainment. So make sure that you stay tuned, comment, and subscribe.
Subscribe.
Welcome to TSB Talks. I'm your host, Oyin, and I have...
Emmanuel Brown.
Yeah, and it's your boy AJ.
All right, it's your boy AJ. Like I'm not their girl, like you're not their boy.
Oh, you're the
You can be the girl, you can be the girl.
Cool. So today we have loads of interesting information about what's been going on generally in the world. And we're going to start with 6ix9ine. I mean, I don't know if you guys have heard what happened with 6ix9ine.
6ix9ine.
Yeah, 6ix9ine.
So, I mean, allegedly, he had relations with a girl who was under age 17. And 6ix9ine is 22?
Yeah, 22 or 21.
I mean, I don't understand how these guys get involved in this situation.
To be honest, it's him. He's full of controversy, he's full of drama, he's full of loads of different stuff. So to be honest, when I read this, it didn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I just kind of shocked about the story, really. The girl was 17.
But was you shocked though? Was you really shocked? Because he's done it before, and clearly he's doing it again. So he just can't help himself. Such a high profile guy. Why are you putting yourself in that position? She's underage. Like, I don't know what he's exactly thinking. Like, he can get away with it, I think.
Do you think he knows that she's underage? Because, I mean, sometimes girls do lie. If Chris Brown came around when I was 17, I may have said, I'm 18, you know? Do you think that he really knew in this situation, or was it one of those ones where he just
I don't know. I think, obviously, you have to go back through previous. The whole thing at the moment is he's going to prison for something of a similar thing.
October?
Yeah, he's going to prison, or allegedly going to prison, because he had a female that was under the age in a video shoot, and he didn't know that was doing acts that they shouldn't have been at that age. So yeah, I mean, obviously the story doesn't work in his favour, and then we're just going to think back to the previous thing as well. So
yeah.
I don't
know what the deal is with these rappers, and I feel like this isn't just a 6ix9ine situation. This is a lot of rappers. They don't know how to just keep it in their pants keep it moving. They're always getting caught. If it's not with a baby mama, if it's someone underage, or someone who's just not interested.
Yeah, but I don't know though, because you don't really hear that much in the UK. You don't hear too much in the UK. You hear it from the US. You hear 30 WAP. You hear all of the drama in it, all of them. But you don't really hear it over here. So what is it?
I don't know. I think I find a lot of girls use it as a platform.
Yeah.
If you've had relations with someone in the spotlight, that's your platform to potentially elevate and do your thing.
It's a come up.
And it's bad. It's really
Do you know what I find really funny? So like a couple of years ago when YouTube was getting really, really big, like these girls started doing story times and they were really popular. And I remember some girl was like doing story time about how they slept with celebrities, and it became this viral thing. Like everyone started talking about, oh, I met this person at that time. But I feel like generally in the UK, we don't really check for celebrities like the Americans do. I mean, there are celebrities, but because they're so local to us,
I suppose
you can go to like an event and bump into like someone that you know. You might say, oh, hi, take a picture, and then that's it. It's not the same as it is in America.
And a lot of people, I don't think, use it as a platform to elevate themselves either. I haven't seen a lot of that. There's one or two circumstances, I can mention some names, but there's one or two circumstances where girls have used that to elevate themselves. I'm trying to think, like, you got a Wobie and obviously his girlfriend, ex, who's obviously moved on and she's doing good things now, but yeah, I think.
Yeah, but then we have to go back to this. Is it really on a come up? Is she releasing it because it's a come up, or is she releasing it because she's 17?
Apparently, he stopped messaging her. And then she was like, oh, right, that's it. You've stopped messaging me. I'm just going to blow this all up now.
That's statutory rape because she's under the age of 18. So really, and truly, and the whole idea of the law is because you're underage, you can't really give consent because you don't really understand the concept of consent. So either way, he's wrong. And he was on probation.
Yeah, he shouldn't even have got involved.
So we're just going to quickly go over to the comments, but before we do, this is what Jordan had to say.
To get him locked up. Ain't no defamation, ain't no extortion, none of that. I didn't say, yo, give me this, or I'm a fucking leak this shit. I said, yo, can you do me a favor? And since he was ignoring me, which is what was in the text, oh, you're gonna ignore me? I'm gonna be on some hot boy shit now. Because all these famous niggas feel like they're untouchable. Like, y'all do realize you're just people, right? If you knew he was older and you underage, why did you fuck him? And you didn't tell him you were underage. He knew my age. You hang out with any celebrity, you either sign a non-disclosure, you get your ID checked, that you don't... He didn't make me sign no papers, but he knew how old I was. And what's really funny is, like, why did I fuck him? Because me fucking him, my choice to have sex with a grown man, isn't illegal. My only obligation was to tell him my age. I told him my age, and he took his grown ass...
She knows what she's doing.
I'll tell you, it's that.
She knows exactly what she's doing.
Of course.
She knows
She's
exactly.
talking about, oh, well, he never made me sign.
And I'm sure
So
in the
that's-
text message it says blackmail.
Yeah.
Come on, she knows.
I think
what
she
she's saying.
specifically targeted him for this situation. But, like, they deal with enough of this women. They know, they should know better by now. Yeah. The way she's come out, my girl's doing a live video, you know. She's obviously trying to get clout off of this situation. She knew
100%
exactly
clout.
what
That's
she
the,
was
that's
doing.
it. That's his
Yeah.
whole game in the rap game. Whether it's a woman, whether it's a male rapper, that's what he does.
Yeah,
That's what it's
yeah.
about.
I mean, he fell for it. So some of the stuff in the comments were saying, Mish Mallow says, first of all, as much as I dislike 6ix9ine, she knew he was older and therefore knowingly targeted him, which is entrapment to a degree. Yes, he technically slept with an underage girl, but she knew this too. Secondly, what was the last part? She had a boyfriend and what? She sounds mad, dumb, and young. So I'm sorry, so her boyfriend's watching this video thinking what in the world is...
Jeez.
It's I'm amazed by this. I'm really, really amazed by this whole situation.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I know it's not the main point, but she isn't even fantastic looking. She's like, why would you even...
I mean,
she's not even
17.
great.
She's 17 and hasn't grown into a look yet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
true. No, you never
Exactly.
really know. But I mean, like these guys, they spend enough time with grown-ass women. They're only what is the appeal? I don't see what the appeal is.
I don't know, man. I'm
All
not.
the women that
I'm
you
not.
love.
I'm not buying it. I can't. I for real. Like he's in Miami. You got tons of strip clubs. You got tons of women. You got money. You're a rapper. You're a well-known rapper in this current climate. She's 17. I can't buy it. I don't know if he, what I'm saying is I don't think she's saying, yeah, by the way, I'm 17, and he's like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Based off of what's happened previously.
Yeah.
I can't buy it.
So you think that he didn't know that she was 17?
Maybe I don't think he knew. I don't think he asked.
I don't think he wanted
I think
to
he
know.
got, I think he didn't want to get caught up, and he's just like, oh, whatever. She's trying to
So
come
you
back
just
to the.
did your due diligence basically.
Yes.
Just to check.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
imagine a world
Sure.
where you have to start asking every girl, sorry, how old are you?
That's what happens. If you go to a lot of backstage shows, a lot of rappers ask girls for ID before you can come backstage. So that getting ID'd and doing due diligence, it happens.
So I mean, this is what you get. That's why you don't go around sleeping with random girls. This is what happens. I'm sorry, this is what happens. Another comment says, she's underage and that's where it stops. It doesn't matter what people think about her. If he was aware of her age, then he's wrong. She's acting young and immature, but guess what? She's young and immature, which is the truth, really.
True.
Yeah. So, on to the next one. We're moving on. So, allegedly, Chris Brown's baby mama wants to go up from her child support from $2,500 to $21,000.
Crazy.
I mean, I have no kids.
Crazy.
But I don't imagine that it would take me 21 grand to look after a baby
I'm saying
for a month.
even $2.5 grand a month is decent for a child to live off of, what I think.
We do realise
But
that
this is a special
2005
child.
is certain people's salary for the month, right?
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Up to 21,000 a month.
Yeah.
But I mean, her
mind-blowing.
nanny does get $4,000, and her nanny, by the way, is her grandma. So that's the mother's mother.
Yeah.
And she's getting $4,000 to look after her
So the
granddaughter.
family's getting like 25.
It's a business.
25, it's a business.
Royalty is a business. They're getting their royalties.
Yeah, they're getting the royalties for real.
So the uncle must be getting some fees. Like there must be uncle fees if I look
if
after
I'm a
the
cousin, I
child.
want a cut as well.
Yeah, the cousin fees. So everyone's eating.
I mean, someone mentioned the fact that at the end of the day, this is Chris Brown's child. This isn't a regular child. So I imagine that even to look after the child, it's more
gonna-
expensive.
yeah,
You know, they don't go to
100%.
regular stores. They probably go to designer stores. And
That
buy
I'm
these
sure he
clothes.
pays for.
Well, you don't know that for sure. This is the thing. We don't know exactly what lines. What
I
he
suppose,
pays for,
I
what he
suppose.
doesn't pay for, and who has the most amount of custody. If you think about the fact that he goes on tour, he's performing, he's not always with her. I mean, they're unknown variables, but still 21,000.
21,000.
Mad.
Over
Grand a
18
month.
years.
That,
Do-
what?
do-
We
do the
calculated
maths,
that, didn't
we
we?
did.
That was
4.5
about
mil.
million for
In
18
over
years.
18 years.
That's crazy.
The lifestyle.
It's these
Is
Americans.
it
I'm telling
tempting?
you.
Is it tempting? Is it tempting from a
No.
female point of view?
My mother would kill me. There's no discussion to be had.
I'll kill you.
You know, like it's not. For me anyway. Even though yes, to a certain degree they do get money, but I feel like children are a lot of work. I'm not really in a rush to be carrying anyone's
Carrying
child, especially not someone that I don't care about.
Not even for 4.5 mil.
4.5 million
Honestly,
over.
I couldn't care less.
You sure?
Because without a child, I could probably make that amount of money
This
on
is
my own.
Chris Breezy.
4.5 million.
Chris Breezy.
Over 8 years, and your
No.
baby father is Chris Brown.
No.
You can't be tempted.
No.
No.
Oh.
Let's stick to no. Maybe.
know.
Crazy.
But no, but I think we can all agree that it's ridiculous. But I think you mentioned earlier as well, I think it's something to do with the fact that other baby mamas are getting a lot of money. They're getting hundreds.
Yeah.
We saw the basketball player just last week. His baby mum or his baby mother was getting or was entitled to 200 and something thousand a week just because he
pushing
earns
out a baby.
9 million in a year. It's crazy.
So she was getting 200,000 a week.
Yep.
In child fees,
support.
Child support.
Yep.
Wow.
I think it's the way that the American system is set up. I mean, if you do that in England, you're on your own. Of course, you can apply for certain things, but you're not. It's the way the system in America is set up, so that you're entitled to get this, you're entitled to get that. Even when you marry someone and you break up, you still have to pay them because you've divorced them. Pay alimony. I think it's so dumb.
crazy.
My money is my money. Listen, if we're done, we're done. There's no. Why am I paying you?
I mean, that's debatable.
No, it is. I understand in certain situations where people claim the fact that they've contributed to other people's careers.
Right.
That's understandable. But then when you divorce and you split things down the middle, whatever, however way you split it, you get a certain amount, I get a certain amount. Why does everything I keep earning after we've dissolved the partnership, why do I have to still keep paying you? You don't think that's wrong?
No,
that's what guys
because
do. That's what
at the
guys
end of the
think.
day, if
That's
it
what
was
guys think all the time.
me and my partner said to me, look, I want a divorce, and I've been able to sacrifice myself and say, look, I'm looking after the kids, you can go and do your thing and pursue and live and make sure you're getting them whatever for our family. And then the money's, and then we split up and we have a divorce. I'm like, well, my sacrifices are the reason why you're doing this. So whatever you're benefiting from now needs to be coming
So
into
you
my
get
pocket as
alimony
well.
from your wife.
No, I wouldn't do
Your
that.
chest.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't feel proud as a man to do that.
No, but this is
But
what,
if it
even
was
some
role
men-
reversed-
I mean, what's it called? Mary J. Blige and her husband had the same issue where he was like, you need to pay me that money. It was the same situation.
Yeah, but
with her.
he ain't got no cojones, man. You can't be doing that.
I think
As a
either way, I
guy,
don't
Can't
think
be
that's
doing
as a
wrong.
guy, wow.
Even
that
as
is,
a woman, I do think that there are certain situations where you can claim for certain things, but I think these Americans take it too far
Oh,
sometimes.
definitely.
And it's the way that the system has been set up. If it was something that they obviously come to agree on, or you can take them to court or whatever, you can get your entitlement or whatever, to come and ask you to keep paying after you divorce, I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
not do that.
No,
But
it
some of the
is.
comments in the section for Chris Brown says, Chris is actually in that child's life and pays for everything.
See?
She needs to get a job, and his sister needs to stop letting these women get away with finessing men. You say, see, but you know where this girl gets her information from.
I mean,
She don't know.
it's the truth though.
It is.
You're Chris
Yeah.
Brown.
Nanny.
Even for example, I'm thinking the granny fee. So the granny wants $4,000 a month.
Crazy. And it's the
I
grandmother.
doubt that the grandmother has to take money out of her own pocket and pay for little events, or that's not paid. That's just $4,000 for looking after all the other expenses on top. So he 100% covers all bills and expenses, and that on top is just.
I mean, just from the
Maintenance.
outside perspective, Chris doesn't strike us as a deadbeat dad. He doesn't
No.
really. He doesn't
He
give
looks
that
like
impression.
he
From
Yeah,
what
he's
he
always
loves,
with
he
her,
saw, yeah.
from what we see
Yeah.
anyway. So
That's
I mean,
true.
Chris, I feel for you, man, but I mean, you slipped up. So 18 years, take that L.
4.5 mil.
Pay your money.
Pay up.
Pay up, pay up, pay up. Moving on to the next one. So there was a fan conspiracy theory that popped up this week with Kim Kardashian and Drake apparently having had an affair of some sort. I mean, we don't really know where this came from, but they were pretty convincing from the maps down from Drake's house to Kim Kardashian's house to Nick Cannon chiming in on Complex. I mean, how true do we think this is?
Whoever found that information, they're hiring at the MI5 because you need to go and be a spy.
Yeah.
For real. I don't know how they got the information. I woke up in the morning and I saw, raw, they got this, and I swiped left and I saw, raw, they got that.
And
And I was
they,
thinking,
they almost convinced
literally,
you that this is true.
literally, you don't even have to know any backstory.
think-
They just give you all the information and you can say, oh, it's true.
Exactly, and they found bars that Drake said, and he says, he comes out of his house, he makes a right, then he cuts the lights, he pays the price. So what they done, they found their two houses and they're not even far away from each other, and you can see Drake has to come out of his house and he has to take a right
You see what the
to
internet will
go
have
to
you believing.
Kim's house.
People are mad.
So
People are actually mad.
I don't know if he's writing it in the bars, and then what's Kiki? Is that KK? Is that Kim?
Well, that is her nickname. That's her family nickname
Well,
for her. But I mean, taking in the idea that she's actually married to Kanye West, do you think she'd be stupid enough to have an affair with Drake?
Who's got more money?
Who says it was now? No, I said who's got more money?
Who's got more money? No.
Yeah, but I don't think it's just all about money for her, is it?
No,
though? I don't think it's a money thing
She
for
got.
her. I mean, she does like her
paid.
black guys, so.
True. She likes her rappers.
Exactly.
She does like her rap and her. Well, I mean, we don't really know. She's a good-looking girl.
Good looking.
She's a good-looking girl.
She's fine.
So, but Kanye came out today and
So
squashed everything.
Yeah, because he knew what was coming with Drake, boy. Drake
I think
wasn't
it was
playing.
interesting as well that they didn't comment for a really long time. Like, I mean, do you just think that when these things happen, we're the ones, the little minions on the ground,
we're the
running about
ones
with
commenting.
this information before they find out about it? Because it did take them quite a while. Until Nick Cannon commented on Complex.
Then it
and
blew
then
up
she
again.
said, "Oh, it's not true. Never
I
happened."
think they realised that it was getting it was gathering up steam, so I just thought, you know what, let's put an end to this now. She said her comment and said that did not happen at all, and then he's obviously come out and said, I got to support my wife. And
But has Drake come out?
Drake ain't saying that, he's going to let that story run.
There's one person that hasn't come out and put it to bed.
Listen,
Everyone else has.
Drake wants to claim every amazing
chick.
female.
Taking it.
J-Lo, Sade.
Serena Williams.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he wants the classics. He wants his
could
book
not
to say,
handle
yeah,
Serena.
I've done good.
He couldn't
Listen
handle
to her.
Serena.
And also, I wouldn't be surprised if in 10 years' time, you suddenly see that Kim Kardashian and Drake are together when she and Kanye West are divorced.
Nah, I
You
can't
ne-
see it.
Wow.
Did you see how many times that Kim Kardashian and Kanye were in a picture together before they got together?
No.
What?
Kim
They were
always
in like
together.
several pictures. He would be with his current girlfriend.
Oh, actually, I
and
heard,
Kim
yeah.
Kardashian would
Amber
be there
Rose.
saying, "Hello."
Yeah.
He
Yes.
cheated on Amber Rose and Kim Kardashian.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So you never know.
I don't know though. I think it's different. They got kids together. It's
So?
raw.
I feel like different rules apply for us on Earth.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
then the celebrities are in a different plane.
Yeah,
they don't play like the same roles that we do. But some of the comments say is that this is pathetic. So I'm being personally asked to believe that Drake made an album regarding Kim, and Kim so desperately wants Drake. This is so straw grasping that it's actually not funny. Delani London says, this is genius. Drake is a genius. Truth or not, this is better than Netflix. Get the tea.
For real, from the Shade Borough.
Okay. So if you've been watching Celebrity Big Brother, then the name Roxanne Pallett and Ryan Thomas should sound familiar to you. So she recently came out to apologize about the whole debacle that happened in the house. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar, what happened was he came to her.
Play fighting.
Yeah. Just generally play fighting. He just
Yeah.
came over, just done literally just like that.
Oh my goodness, you have punched me.
Got a little towel that I'm going to use.
Ow! Woman beater.
Go on, what?
Bloody hurt.
Did it? Sorry.
I was going to ask you if you want your washing on, but I might shrink him instead. I might shrink them. Oh, he's been beaten up by Corrie's Jason Grimshaw. Ow. Big brother, that hurt. I'm just a little bit in shock. I went from being upset to angry now because a boy has punched me repeatedly, unprovoked, completely deliberate. He actually punched me like a boxer would punch a back. And we weren't play fighting. There was no... It wasn't banter, it wasn't a joke, there was no exchange.
Big Brother just wants you to know you are being listened to. Big Brother doesn't want you at all.
Now, for me, this is a touchy subject because it's a real life subject that we're talking about. We're talking about domestic violence, and we're talking about women are actually going through domestic violence. So this, for me, it tarnishes a lot of what is really happening out there, and you can just see.
Light of it.
Yeah, she got caught up in her own lie almost, and it brought her to tears, and she convinced half of the house that he had actually punched her repeatedly, and we just saw that it was just a little, literally just as I touched you there.
I think, do you know what's really interesting about these shows? They put you in a house, they lock you up, you lose your mental capacity to think properly. You forget,
no phone,
and you begin to believe your own lies. Because a similar thing happened in Love Island, didn't it?
Yeah.
When, what's her name, Georgia was lying about the kiss.
Oh,
And it's like,
I'm loyal.
I think they genuinely forget, because have you forgotten that there are cameras all around?
They forget.
That filmed
They forget
everything.
But then we also have to
happened.
remember, in her case, she's actually claimed domestic violence before she actually gone into the house.
Has she?
She has.
Wow.
So this then says, well, okay, well, we've actually seen this.
Yeah.
We haven't seen others, but based on what we
makes
see,
you question
it makes you
things.
question. And then,
Yeah.
you know, you have a ton of women that have been in domestic violence and actually been abused. And it makes you think, well, okay, are their stories real?
Yeah.
When in fact they are.
And Ryan Thomas was really upset about this whole situation. you
Yeah,
know?
he was crying and everything. And those kind of claims, they're career-ending
Yeah.
claims. So I think she's just ended up ruining her own career by putting
By
herself
doing
in that
something like
light.
yeah, definitely. I think it's-
Didn't she have an interview with Jamelia? And Jamelia was like,
on Jeremy Vine, I think.
Yeah.
And she actually apologised and said, "Look, I'm sorry. I clearly know what we have the footage."
What do you say to Ryan, Roxanne?
I massively apologise to not just Ryan, to his family, his friends, his fans, every single person that watched that and completely and justifiably saw an overreaction to what wasn't a malicious act. In that moment, because I am sensitive and I was emotional, I mistook what was playful, and he did apologise for it, and he did say his ring caught me, and it was the word deliberate that I regret, because I doubted his intention, and there was no malicious intention behind that, and that's what I apologise for, because I shouldn't have questioned his motivation.
Do you know what's really interesting? She's picking and choosing what she's apologising for. I don't think she's sorry. I think she was probably pressured into doing this just to save face. She
Definitely.
wasn't apologising for saying, she lied. She blatantly lied and she said,
lied.
I'm sorry because I was a bit emotional and I was saying something that wasn't really malicious in that regard. That's complete BS. Listening to that, for me, that she knew exactly what, that wasn't really an apology.
and I don't think we saw it on there, but I think Jamelia makes a really good point when she addresses her and is like, I think Jamelia said, I had to play your series of events to my daughter just so that she understands and learns that this is not what you do as a woman. And she said that to her face, and she was like, I don't know how that makes you feel, but almost thank you for setting such a bad example so other people can learn from it.
Yeah.
Because that is just,
That is horrifying. I mean, the comment section says, Deborah Kangi says, if there were no cameras, it would have been his word against hers, which is deeply disturbing, which is obviously right. Patty Lush says, women like her are nasty, and I'll educate my sons about a situation like this. It's very similar to what Jamelia has said. The Image God says, these kind of women are dangerous. And Abby London says, I think Big Brother is slightly to blame. Could have stopped this from snowballing ages ago and showing the clip back to her and also to the housemates. Instead, they let it drag on for 3 days, playing with Ryan's mental health. They could see that he was in distress, but left it for ratings. They are happy, as of course people who don't normally watch the show are all tuning in now, and will be tonight when she comes on to interview with Emma, cashing in on misery big time.
on that last point,
It's reality.
That's what
It's
I
a
was
reality
what
TV
do you
show.
think? Do you think Big Brother should have said, like, put it to bed and almost said what that comment said, played it back to her and Ryan and been like, what are you talking about? And just put it to bed. Like, I'm sorry, you're claiming this, but they have let it run.
Of course
And
they
it'd be the right
How
way.
many
But they
times?
wouldn't do that
How many
because
times have we
it's
said
TV.
CBB? How many times have we said Celebrity Big Brother in this topic alone? Because we're talking about it. We're talking about the topic. We're talking about the fact. It's marketing. That's what they
They're
do. It's
gonna leave
TV.
that
It's
to
reality
run.
TV. Of course
And
they're going to
if
let it
anything,
run.
I'm glad that they have let it run as well, because
it's true.
a very
It's
serious
true.
subject.
It's very
No,
true.
but then the guy having to sit there and go, because it's like
Yeah,
no one
it's
else was there. So you're playing it back in your mind thinking, was that, because
Yeah,
I
did I
always say,
punch her?
sometimes
Like-
guys don't know their own
Own
strength.
strength.
Like, you know, sometimes somebody that plays with you, and you're a bit like, wow, like that was a little bit
just
more
hit me.
than,
You did, man. It's on camera.
Yeah, it's on camera.
But you see where situations like that happen,
Yeah.
it has you questioning yourself because there's no camera, there are no phones, there's no one to discuss with. So you're really there thinking, did I really do this? And at the same time, you're thinking, what are the public seeing and thinking about this whole situation? I don't know. I felt like
He thought his career was going to be over. He thought he was like,
Yeah, it was
that's
destroyed. In your head, you're actually thinking, my goodness, I'm losing everything based off of
because
this.
I came with celebrity Big Brother. I mean, they say anyway, people who go at CBB, their careers are already going slowly downwards.
Yeah.
And they go
He
on
needed
CBB
that as a
to-
come up. He was like,
you know, and
I
then
ain't
you
come
know-
on here to go from A-list to
Exactly.
B-list. Now it's C-list.
That is wild. Okay, well, I'm really happy by the way this whole thing is going. I mean, our hearts go out to Ryan
course,
Thomas
of course.
and
Yeah.
Frank. So moving on to the next topic, we're talking about the bishop. That
Mr.
likes to-
Feely Bishop.
It was further around.
Ooh, that was so cringy. And this is the bishop from Aretha Franklin's funeral who decided to cut more than a fill of Ariana Grande. I think you have the footage over here.
I've got to apologize because I have to brush up. My 28-year-old daughter tells me, Dad, you are old at 60. When I saw Ariana Grande on the program, I thought that was a new something at Taco Bell. Girl, let me give you all your respect. Did y'all enjoy this icon? She's an icon herself.
Okay, so two things immediately pop into my head, right? First of all, I'm thinking
Two things, breasts.
it's what he's saying as well, like when I saw Ariana Grande.
Yeah, I know it.
But also, secondly, I'm thinking, you know, like how sometimes, I don't know how it is for like guys, but obviously for women, we're okay to literally touch anywhere. And is it, like when you hug a guy, you can touch his shoulders or it's not that big a deal.
No, there's a way. There's a way.
Yeah,
But anyway, I hear
But
you.
with guys, when you put your arms around a woman, you have to be careful. If you go down too low in her waist, it's a bit.
Yeah, there's a
If you go up,
barrier.
there's like a little. There's
Yeah.
like there's a threshold, a really thin line where you're allowed to put your hands on someone, on a woman. But I'm thinking, was it just a case of that he just missed that line a little bit?
There
I
is no
personally
way.
think he didn't know what. He knew because you can even see his fingers try to grab
more. Greedy Bishop. That's what I said.
Come on,
Greedy
like,
Bishop.
And you know what? You saw her kind of pulling away, and his grip was strong. Like he's not letting her go. She could not. I think even there, she could not even escape that grip. And then he pulls her in and brings his arm round even more. So he knows exactly what he was doing.
That is really disturbing to watch. Because why did he feel the need to grab her that close? I mean, I'm even thinking about like people that I know.
Can we realize what he said when I saw Ariana Grande on the menu? I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna feed. He never said that. He never said that. But
He was talking
it was
about
it was
Taco
premeditated.
Bell.
It was
He was talking
premeditated.
about food, and Ariana Grande, he mentioned her name sounding like a new taco on Taco Bell, or so he was thinking about eating.
I don't know what the whole situation is. That is really disturbing. And I mentioned this earlier. It's not easy being a woman because situations like this. I mean, I don't know. I feel like if that was any other person, I mean, think if that was maybe Nicki Minaj or Fantasia, I don't know. How do you think they would have reacted?
It wouldn't have happened.
You think?
I don't think so.
Really?
Or they would have. And let's be honest, we've seen it. Even if the other day, Mel B was on one talk show, and Louis had his hand behind her bum, and she goes, "Whoa, what you did live on TV?" And he goes, "Oh, sorry."
That was a bit like, woo. Again, I was thinking, what are you thinking? Have you forgotten that there are cameras around? And also, taking away the idea of cameras, right? There's just boundaries. People don't know about personal space anymore. I don't think people get the idea that you just don't come up and just be touching and squeezing. I mean, he did apologize.
He did, and he apologized for making reference.
I hugged all the female artists and the male artists, everybody that was up. I shook their hands and hugged them, and that's what we're all about in the church, about love. And again, maybe I crossed the border, or maybe I was too friendly or familiar, but again, I apologize.
When I saw Ariana Grande on the program, I thought that was a new something at Taco Bell.
I certainly want to apologize to Ariana and to her fans and to her family and to her entire community if what I said was taken the wrong way. And listen, Maybe it's just a joke that went bad, but when you're doing the program for 9 hours, you try to keep it lively, you try to make some funny references and what have you. I love everybody, and I certainly hope that she will forgive me. And the last thing I want to do is to be a distraction for Miss Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul. This is all about her. It's not about me.
I'm sorry. Maybe I'm sorry I got caught. And yeah, I forgot it was on live TV.
That's exactly what that translation is.
Of course it was.
Let me go back to the comment section. The Tattoo Chick Gold says, he needs to apologize. It's disgusting and very inappropriate how he acted. Look how she's pulling away from him and she's uncomfortable. No one should have to feel that way. Teresa.May_ says, y'all are reaching. If it was really gripping her, I'm pretty sure Ariana would have moved. Well, our own very Theresa May in the Shea Borough.
So she said that she couldn't move.
Yeah.
So, she didn't want to move.
Yeah.
Oh.
She wanted to move. You can see that she's trying to wriggle it.
You saw the body language.
Yeah,
of course.
Susie_Capone says he simply didn't have anything to hold on to. Wow. I'm sorry, what?
Wrong. French shade. French shade. Sense got the
That's not the point.
Simply. No, but I think she's been
Even if she had little A cups, his hand was on, what's that bit called? The areola.
The areola.
His hand was on the areola.
He was reaching.
Was it though?
He was reaching.
Like, it was far over. It almost touched the other breast. Like he might as well done the double.
The double. And every time she kept trying to get away, she was like, "Come here." Like,